Hello, welcome back. Part 2. We are on version B of the study guide, the same one that I sent you via Canvas email and Canvas announcements. I sent you both the entire study guide and the answer key for both sides. So now I'm going to go over it. So I'm going to do the 4 graphs. Remember, when graphing, we want it set up to be y equals mx plus b. We want the y alone. So all of these will work. They'll have a beautiful intersection point that we can plug in and check. So let's get started on the first one. That would be question number 4. I'm going to use 2 colors because we have 2 equations. So I'm going to graph the top one. Now, graphing's not new. Graphing's what we covered in November and December in chapter 5. So I'm going to cover the top one. Remember, when we're graphing, we need a y-intercept, also known as a starting point, and we need a slope. As a visual learner, I don't see the slope because it was an invisible 1. So I'm going to add a 1 in there, and I know that the slope needs to be a fraction, and it's going to be 1 over 1. So here we go. My starting point is the origin. That's right in the middle here, where both axes intersect. My slope is rise 1, go to the right 1. Because it is a positive slope, it moves to the right. It goes up and moves to the right. I'm going to expand it nicely because I don't have a clue where this is going to intersect. So I need to acknowledge all points that would be in there. So I have the first one done. The second one I'm going to do in blue. I see that my starting point is -2, which is right yonder. And my slope is also missing again. So I'm going to add in that 1 over 1. And this one's going to be rise 1, go to the left 1. Why did it go to the left? Right, it's a negative slope. So negative slopes are lines that lean to the left. So we're going to go up 1 and back. Oh, well, that was convenient. Instantly, we found our intersection point. Now we have to find these numbers. This is where some kids goof a little bit, so it's important that we take our time. Now, an intersection point has both an x and a y. I want to make sure you guys can see that well. Let me check out. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, so we need an x and a y. So this is my x-axis. That's a -1. And this is my y-axis. That's a -1 as well. Our final answer is -1, -1. But you're like, wait a minute. This is a 10-point question on the test. I don't feel comfortable with this putting a point up there. How can I check my answer? Well, we can plug it in. -1 is my x, and -1 is my y. So I'm going to plug in what I know about those values and see if I can create 2 truthful statements. If I create 2 truths, I know for a fact that that is my intersection points. If these don't come out true, I know I made an error and I need to go back and check, okay? So let's see, -1 equals -1. Well, that's true. I have a double negative here. 1 go back to is -1. That's true. -1 equals -1 again. I have a truth. That tells me that that is in fact my intersection point because when I plugged it in, it created truth in the system. That means that both equations were true. Okay, perfect. Let's try the next one. I'm going to do the top one in black. It's a rise 2, go to the right 1. We're going to start at -5, which is down here. I'm going to go up 2 and over 1. And I'm going to expand it the whole way because honestly, I don't know where this sucker intersects. I don't know where the answer is, that solution, right? I'm going to do the next one in blue. That one starts at 4. And this one's going to rise 1, go to the right 5. Up 1, over, well, again, that was super convenient. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. We got 5, 5. And again, you can plug it in and check your answer, and you will see that, in fact, it is the answer. Cool. Good job. You guys should pause the video and try 6 and 7 on your own. There's a little bit of a situation in those because they're not set up for our perfect success. So this one's y equals stuff. That one's perfect. This one needs to be y equals. This 4x needs to go to the other side. How do we move something to the other side? Do you remember? Right, we take the opposite. So we need the opposite of 4x, which would be minus 4x. And we're going to put that on the other side, rewrite that sentence, and then graph. So go ahead and pause this video and try 6 and 7 on your own. Make sure you're pausing the video. Give it a whirl. Okie dokie. Welcome back. I hope you gave these a good try. So I'm going to graph the second one first because I see it's already in proper form. So I'm going to start at positive 7, which, whoa, is way up here. And then I'm going to go up 1 and to the left 1 because it is a negative slope. Now that's kind of difficult to go up 1 and left 1 because it's kind of off the graph. But we'll try it. Up 1 and left 1. So about right there. And then we know we can expand it the other direction. Perfect. So I did go a little off-road in there by 1. It's okay. Life is good. The second one I'm going to write over to the side here. Actually, I'll write it right here. 4x plus y equals 4. Hey, y guy. Yeah? You're supposed to be by yourself. Oh. Yeah, I invited my friend 4x over. Yeah, Mom said you couldn't have anybody over. Sorry, 4x, you got to go home. So 4x literally needs to jump over this barrier. So the way we do that is we do the opposite. Opuesto. The opposite of positive is a negative. Boop, those cancel. Now we have y equals, and then we need to rewrite this. The x always goes first, and that whole number goes last. And since I didn't see a negative on it, I know that it's a positive. Now we can graph this in blue. My starting point is a positive 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And my slope is going to be up 4 to the left 1. Why did I go to the left? It's negative. So up 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, left 1. Ooh, that's weird. It's our off-roading point. No, that won't happen on the test. Ms. Miller just made a crazy, kind of not great question. But it does work. So we have negative 1 and 8. Negative 1 and 8. Is that what you got? Is it? Awesome. If it's not, that's okay, right? Erase, do it again. Do it again. Erase. That's why we're using pencils, right? Pencils help us know. Now let's just plug it in just in case. Let's just plug this in. So I'm saying it's negative 1 and 8. Let's plug that in and see if it works. Negative 1 and 8. Negative 4 plus 8 is 4. 8 take away 4 is 4. That's true. 8 take away 4 is in fact 4. Now if I put negative 1 and 8 here, let's see what that's going to look like. So there's already a negative x and then a plus 7. I'm going to drop in a negative 1 because that's my x and that's my y. So there's going to be a double negative sitting there, so be careful with that. And we have 8. We know that a double negative is a positive, and 8 equals 1 plus 7, 8. 8 equals 8. So I plugged in negative 1, 8, and I got truth for both. So I know that is in fact my intersection point. This might be a good place to pause for some of you to double check your own answer for the next one before I go over it with you. You can, you don't have to. Okay, so I'm going to graph the second one again first because that one's already set up for success. We have our y equals mx plus b. So we have our slope-intercept form. So it's ready to go. So negative 2 would be my starting point. I'm going to go up 3 and to the right 1 because that slope is positive. So I'm going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And I can expand it the other way. Nice straight line. Cool beans. Now that top equation is not set up for our success. And the reason we don't see the y alone. So I'm gonna write that Yahoo right here and check it out. I like that boundary line so my brain can see it best. Holy moly. Yeah, y needs to be alone. Hey, y guy, yeah, you need to be by yourself. Well, I invited my friend over. Yeah, no, he needs to go. So how do we move a negative something to the other side? We move by opposites. So what is the opposite of something that's negative? Right, it's positive. So I'm gonna add x to both sides, because whatever I do to one side, I do it to the, you know it, the other, right? So the x guy goes first, then our whole number of 2. And then I like to throw in my fraction, because if you don't see it, you know it's 1. Okay, cool. And we have to have a fraction. So I'm gonna start at 2, which is right yonder. And I'm gonna go up 1 and to the right 1. Up and over, found it. As soon as I find it, I don't expand anymore because, well, I found what I was looking for, right? So let's find our intersection point. That's 2. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 4. 2, 4. And you can plug it back in, and in fact, it does work. So we're going to end this video. That was all 4 graphs, and then we're going to work on the back. So come back for the third video, and we're going to do all the setups for the word problems. Okay? Nice.